Hello viewers, and thanks for stopping by. For some time now I've been struggling with stinky, rotten egg smelling hot water. I've tried replacing my deteriorating aluminum and magnesium anode rods, flushing the hot water tank, and even vacuuming out the minerals, all resulting in short-term favorable results. Enter the Corro-Protec titanium-based powered anode rod. This item is manufactured in Canada and boasts that it will remove that wretched smell within 24 hours and without so much as having to drain the tank of its current smelly water. To say I was skeptical was an understatement after all that I had tried previously. Nevertheless, I asked these folks if I could review their product after they convinced me the smell was not mineral or water-based, but a bacteria-borne gas that could be safely eliminated. The powered rectifier comes with two leads, one ring terminal for grounding and the other for attachment to the tip of the anode rod. The rod is protected during shipping with this cardboard tube. The large hex-shaped head is used for tightening, and the male terminal receptacle on the tip is embedded into a hardened wax-type material for protection of the internal components. I'm anxious to try this product, so let's get after it. In following the step-by-step instructions, we need to cut the power to the electric hot water heater. You may have a breaker. My power is cut by removing this jumper. If you have a gas heater, turn the knob on the top of the thermostat to off. Next, locate the cold water coming into the heater and turn the ball valve handle or knob to shut it off. The instructions call for me to manually trip this pressure release valve, and I'm not a fan of this. Number one, because it causes water to pour out the overflow pipe onto the floor, and two, because I can achieve the same results by turning on a hot water spigot in the house to relieve the tank pressure. My anode rod location is embossed into the top of the tank, which I've highlighted for video purposes. An industry standard sized 1 1/16 inch socket is necessary for removal of your old anode rod. Now you may use an impact wrench for this step, but in past videos you've seen that mine just doesn't have the horsepower. You may have seen me experience better success by wrapping the tank with a strap and feeding a pipe onto my breaker bar like this for added leverage. The fact that the tank is full of water helps. I have removed my anode rod so many times recently that currently all it takes is my breaker bar turning counterclockwise. Fully loosen the anode rod in preparation for removal in this next step. While wearing gloves for protection, lift out the old anode rod, paying attention to the area above the tank. If you must cut the rod to remove it, be sure and hold on to the lower portion so that it doesn't fall back inside the hole. Note that the steam you see indicates how hot this rod can be. The instructions indicate we should wrap the threads in plumber's tape. This is especially important when trying to mate two dissimilar metals, such as the stainless steel threads on the anode rod against the metal inside the tank. Insert the powered anode rod and carefully begin threading. If it doesn't begin to smoothly turn clockwise, back off and try again until you can thread it several turns by hand, like this. You may not have a socket that's 31 millimeters, but an 1 3/16 works just as well. Tighten but do not over muscle the anode rod into place. Take care not to damage the male terminal receptacle on top. Note that it's less desirable, but you may also use a crescent or other wrench for tightening. Moving on to the rectifier, the wires are unwrapped and the leads stretched out in preparation for grounding. I'm going to tap into and reuse this actual ground wire from the tank's electrical hookup. The instructions state that the black ground wire should be attached to the tank, but that paint on the tank may adversely affect the grounding capability. Even though it's probably not necessary in this case, I'm using some 120 grit sandpaper to refresh the grounding location and the bottom and top of the existing ground wire, since I'm going to tap onto it. Fortunately, the grounding screw I removed is the perfect size to fit into the ring terminal. Again, if you were to ground this anywhere else on the tank, you'd want to be sure and remove any underlying paint first to ensure a good connection. The other lead is stretched out and carefully pressed onto the connection on top of the anode rod. Given the proximity to my toolbox, I want to be sure I don't accidentally damage these wires while working on other projects, so I'm going to clean up the installation a bit. While I do this, let me make mention that the fact that the anode rod is only 12 inches long should make for ideal installations in locations where there is tight or limited space above your hot water tank. In addition, the makers of this product state it protects against tank corrosion and limescale accumulation. Next, turn on the cold water supply. Since we didn't have to drain the tank, I would advise waiting 1 full minute before reapplying power to allow the tank to fully fill up. If you open the spigot somewhere, you can now shut it off after 1 minute. Reapply power to the hot water heater, or if you have a gas model, turn the dial on top of the thermostat to on, then check for leaks around the top of the anode rod and tighten as necessary. Plug in the rectifier and look for the green power light. The cord is 12 feet long and may reach to a conveniently located outlet. Long term, I would advise attachment of some sort of surge protector. Well, I've been disappointed in the past, but it's been 3 weeks now and the smell is still gone. I couldn't be happier. In fact, my experience was that the smell was gone within 10 minutes after installation. The Review-Corro-Protec powered anode rod may be registered on their website and sports a 20-year limited warranty, a 90-day money-back guarantee, and if you order from them, free shipping. As of this video, the anode rod for a 40 to 89 gallon tank retails for $129 off their website. Other tank sizes are available. You can also buy from Amazon and off eBay. Thanks for watching.